Beshem Hashem Naseh v'Nasliach. I'd like to say over what Harav David Yosef Shlita spoke about last night at the ceremony for the Yortzeit Hilulah of Mr. Shlomo Chaim Majid ben David Hikmatja alav Shalom. So in the ceremony of his Yortzeit,
it was things Yortzeit last night?
Yes. So Harav David Yosef Shlita spoke about the concept of chashivut of the mitzvot, right? And how important it is that a person needs to give, right, have value for the mitzvot. That was one of the things he spoke about, and that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to give to Him. If we give to Him, if we are machshiv, if we show the importance of our relationship with Him, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu does much more for us. And that's what it is, the whole concept of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, that we want to reach out to Hashem. We want to b'mamlechim, we want to have Hashem as our king. We want to crown the king. So for this, Master Shahaya Kachaya, a true story happened with Harav David Yosef Shlita in Har Nof, that one day a Gevir, a rich person, came to him inviting Harav David Yosef Shlita to the ceremony of Chanukat HaBayit, the inauguration of one's living in a new home. Now for us, the Sephardim, Chanukat HaBayit is very important. We know that Chanukat HaBayit takes care of a lot of impure powers in one's domain, especially in one's house. One should be very careful to have Chanukat HaBayit as soon as possible. It's mentioned according to Chida, even before one resides there, the night before one resides there, one should gather together, Asara preferably, and go through the Seder of Chanukat HaBayit that was put together by Chida alav Shalom, right? And that would take care of a lot of impure powers. One would start his house with a positive, right, Torah-dike atmosphere, right, where there was these Mishnayot mentioned and Kaddish mentioned, and this way there is a lot of Siyata Dishmaya.
Tehillim and Zohar, no?
It's not Tehillim, it's Zohar. There is parts of Rambam, there is parts of Gemara, Mishnayot, yes. There is a Yehi Rason, there is Kaddish followed by Kaddish. Yes, there is a special bracha for the Baal Habayit. So this Gevir, this rich person, goes to Harav, invites him for the Chanukat HaBayit. So the Rav goes to his home and he gets a tour, and Harav mentioned that this person was a very rich guy, rich religious individual. Home for his house, Harav mentioned, I need as if you need GPS. It's that big in Har Nof, and we know Har Nof is very expensive, right? That from one door to the other, from the door, the entrance to the end of the house, maybe it would take you 10 minutes, something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's exaggeration, but it's a very big house. So Harav goes here, there, very good, and then it comes to he sees how nicely this house was built. Then Harav asked him, "Tell me, where are your mezuzot?" Right? And Baal Habayit, the owner said, "Oh, Kivod Harav, mezuzot. I bought the best mezuzot from the best sofer. I spent a lot of money for these mezuzot. I spent $150 for each mezuzah." Oh wow, very nice, says the Rav. But the owner goes and he says, but Rob, to be honest with you, I'm not happy about this. I think this sofer is a ganav. He steals money from people. And he went on to explain, I went and I checked that each parchment, the cost of parchment is around $1. The cost of ink that these sofrim use maybe is 25 cents. And for each mezuzah he's charging me $150. This is crazy. Right? People like him stealing money from people.
So why did he buy it from him?
So Harav David Yosef Shalita didn't say anything right then. And then he went on to explain, how should I explain to him? How should I ask him what's going on? Obviously this is not right. To say such a thing is not correct. So then Rav came to his kitchen and he noticed that his kitchen was the triple size of Harav David Yosef's living room. Triple, that big. And he looked at the cabinets, beautiful cabinets. Right? And then he asked the owner, tell me please, where are these cabinets from? How much you spent money on these? And the owner took out his cell phone, he did some numbers, then he said, I spent $50,000 on these cabinets. Wow, you spent $50,000? Right? And then Harav David Yosef went on to ask, tell me, why you spend such money? Right? This is wood from forest, and somebody got this wood and put it together. How much anyways they spend for the wood? Right? And the time, $50,000 for wood? Right? You could get anybody to put together such a wood, but that much of money to spend? Right? So then the guy said, oh Rabbi, this is different. These cabinets are from Italy. Right? They are special wood, was imported and in Italy was put together by a special carpenters who know exactly how to put it right, where the nails need to go, and make it very fine job. This is very special.
Did he say anything other than this story? What was?
No. Let's go on this, and let me finish with this story. Then the Rav said, "Okay, you willing to spend such a money for cabinets? This sofer, do you know how much time he put onto this? Right? Many times." And then he went on to explain. He said he spent time. Harav David Yosef Shalita spent time learning the halachot of Mezuza 2 years. 2 years in Bet Midrash learning the halachot. Right? He explained like this: if there is a sofer writing Mezuzot, Tefillin, and Sifrei Torah, a lot of times they need to bend down to write. Many times they have issues with their eyes. They have issues with their backache, eye issues, lo alenu, right? And when it comes to writing Sifrei Torah, right, if there is a mistake, they can correct it by Mezuzot. Very hard to correct. By Tefillin, very hard to correct. Many times that which you spent hours and you wrote it, you need to give it to somebody else to double check it, and sometimes the computer checks too, and there is a mistake. The whole thing, you cannot fix it. It's so hard to fix it. It's not even worth it. You cannot even fix it. So all that time, and many times the good sofrim, they go to mikveh, they spend time, the whole day they're writing, the whole day it takes them to write one mezuzah, and you're not willing to pay for that time, for that expertise. You're talking about a professional person. So the lesson of this story is, a lot of times we make the research, you go check the consumer report, right? I want to buy this refrigerator, 10-year warranty. It's gonna last me 10 years, 12 years. Let me do check here, there. Do we check the same things that we check, the same details for our mitzvot, or no? Do we give the same value or not?
I need new tefillin straps.
So that's the lesson of this story, and I end with this. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu help us that we give the same importance for the mitzvot, much more even, right, that we give for other mundane things, and this should be something that everyone should work on, right? As mentioned from Harav David Yosef Shalita at his Teshuvah Darsha. We should all have a Ketiba V'Chatima Tova V'Nomar Amen.